we as humans, bodies, spirited, enfleshed bodies as we are, right? Body and soul, we say, but these spiritual creatures that we are, who are also physical, have three modes of experience that fuse into one. And that, I mean, you could maybe make the case that there's more, but three really, I think, is about as good as we're going to do. And one is that of the intellect. One is that of the will, right? And one is that of the heart or the emotion. And these three things, I don't know that you can actually pull them apart, but they do have different edges to them. They're edges of you, right? So your thoughts and your emotions, while closely tied together, are not always entirely the same. And a good way to figure this out is kind of interesting. Let's do something here for a second. We're not gonna do mindfulness, but we're gonna almost do it. Hold on. Just driving a car, whatever, doesn't matter if you're listening later. That's great. Don't close your eyes. What I want you to do is just call to mind something in the last week that was not your favorite part of the last week. Yeah, just kind of. But by the way, if you're doing anything other than drive a car, just sit tight and do this for a second. Stop dishes or whatever, just for a second. Call to mind something from the last week. Something that really bothered you, something that upset you, something that got deep, that you're still thinking about it maybe. Call it to mind and don't let go of it now. I want you to replay the feeling that you had the first moment that feeling happened, okay? Just replay that for a second in your head. Focus on it. Create it. Bring it back. You should feel it starting to get worse, right? Now, I know, just deal with it. Hold on for a second, right? Be patient. You should feel it starting to get worse. Focus on it again. Think about it again. Let it arise in all of its frustration. And now, feel where it is in your body that's not your mind. Did you do it? Mine was like in my left lower stomach and my forearms, probably because my forearms have some pain otherwise. But like that's where I actually was feeling the frustration. Isn't that interesting? It's not in my, I mean, it is in your head. I'm not talking about some chemical thing at the moment. I'm talking about the experience of it. Feelings tend to not be in your head. Isn't that interesting? As opposed to thoughts, these very clear, direct ideas, right? Or logical propositions. And what do you call a thought? What's the definition of a thought? Those tend to not be like in your leg or your stomach, right? But then the thoughts you have and the feelings that can be in everywhere else in your body, they do join with each other. Yeah. Just for fun, pull this trick up real fast. Go back, find it again, find the frustration, find it again. See if I can find it. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. There it is. Okay. Now dwell on it again for a second. Remember it. Why are you frustrated? What are you worried about? Where's the anxiety coming from? Because of all this stuff? Think about it more. Imagine how bad it could really be. And now, again, look at the body part that's hurting right now. Find it, like, internally. Find that worry, pain, feeling, anxiety in your body. And, like, look at it with your head. Yeah? Not your eyeballs, your head. Did it just get less? Did it just weaken? I bet it did. Isn't that crazy? It's a crazy thing. That's why resiliency training is kind of neat. You can do stuff like that. And I don't think that's spiritual at all, by the way. This is all just your physiology. Which is the point. So your body contains this brain, this gray matter, right? That has this electricity firing through it. And in that electricity, you have these things that you call thoughts. They are awareness, right? Conscience, conscientiousness, all that stuff. But it's tied to the rest of your body in a chemical reality, a biome, right? And in that, it's not just thoughts, it's also experience, which then we have these things called feelings. They're part of experience, which are everything from you touch a stove and it's ouch and I shouldn't touch it anymore to what just happened with this deep internal thing that's not really about anything I ate yesterday, right? It's actually about, like, it's in my gut, but it's about, interactions with human beings. in the past. Excuse me. So you have those two things.